New Mexico State at Louisiana Tech. The home team Bulldogs are 3-point favorites, and this game carries an over-under of 51.5 points. This one kicks off Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Louisiana Tech, they're coming off a bye. They have the rest advantage at home, and they've won 6 straight in this matchup. Of course, the last meeting well over a decade ago in 2012, so not much actionable information there, but just kind of laying out the stakes. The line did open Louisiana Tech -1.5, and it's been bet up to -3. Not sure if we're going to see it cross through 3, but landing on 3 is a big deal. I do believe there will be some market resistance on the other side of that number, though. The over-under, on the other hand, that's been a one-way street. It's bet way down. It opened at 58.5 very briefly. We're down, again, like I said, all the way to 51.5. That's a full touchdown and extra point movement down. New Mexico State, they have won 3 consecutive games, but those opponents average 123rd in my aggregated power ratings. Louisiana Tech, they're not much higher than that. They're 114th, but that is above that. This is the best opponent they played in quite some time here. Diego Pavia, he's had a 40-yard rush in 4 straight games and has accumulated at least 95 yards on the ground in 4 of his last 5. He's the biggest weapon that New Mexico State has on third down. He picks those up with his legs. Louisiana Tech, they're 51st nationally in third down conversion rate at just a hair over 37%. Pavia, if you look at the average time to throw, and I do like looking at those, but not without context. He has the second highest average time to throw mark in the country, 3.2 seconds. Now, traditionally, it's supposed to be 1,001, 1,002 balls out. You have 2.5 seconds before the rush gets home at the Division I college level. He's taking 3.2 seconds. But it's not because he's standing there like a statue in the pocket and getting hit and sacked. It's because he has the ability to extend the plays. So all that time, he doesn't just tuck and run. He doesn't bail on the pocket early. He gets out there and he keeps his eyes down the field and makes throws longer. So he's going to have a longer average time to throw. I don't think that's really going to be an issue. And Louisiana Tech, they haven't played many quarterbacks with the rushing ability like Pavia. They have one. Heinrich Harburg, Nebraska's current quarterback, rushed for 157 yards on this team. I'm not really sure that's a one-to-one comparison, though. Given Nebraska's relative talent level to Louisiana Tech versus New Mexico State's versus Louisiana Tech, they're a little bit, obviously, closer in talent level there, the Aggies and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs' best asset on their entire team is their secondary. They're 9th nationally in passing success rate allowed. I've talked about cornerback Willie Roberts on Twitter. I've talked all about him because I think he's not just one of the best corners in the conference, but in the country. He leads the country in pass breakups and forced incompletions. These targets to him are accurate, but he's breaking them up. Whereas a lot of other ones, you see high targets and low completion percentage, but low forced incompletion. That means that a lot of those targets are inaccurate. Roberts, very physical. He'll pick up a couple of flags, but he will also take your number one wideout almost entirely out of the game. Just make him not even an option. The issue, though, with Louisiana Tech, they don't have much of a pass rush. They should be able to force covered sacks, at least against pocket passers, but Pavia, he's going to be able to tuck and run and extend those. So I don't know that we're going to be seeing a lot of coverage sacks from Louisiana Tech in this game, and they haven't really been getting home on those anyway in the first place. Quarterback rushing yards, it's always a tough proposition when you talk about betting overs on those since sacks count against in college. But given his track record, I'm probably still betting over anything under 50 yards for Pavia at 50 or maybe even up to 55. I'm probably betting over on Pavia there if you have player props available in your state. But the other side, I bet New Mexico State outright. I took the money line plus 130 at Caesars Sportsbook. That was my play, the best number there available. I would take it. I still think they're the better team here. Ruston, Louisiana doesn't really strike fear in my heart from a home field advantage. I'm sorry. I love college football. I've been to Ruston. It's not quite a home field advantage that I'm really accounting for. I actually derated the home field advantage just a slight bit for Louisiana Tech. The power ratings do like New Mexico State by almost 2 points here on the road. That's why I'm taking them outright. I don't have a lot of confidence in Louisiana Tech's offense, especially if Hank Bachmeier is the starter again. I don't love fading the market. It's not my favorite thing to do. If you've done it this year, you've had some more success than historically. The market's just getting beat up. And Louisiana Tech's running room, also, they're facing a lot of injuries. They're very beat up this year. So I think New Mexico State's a better team. I'm taking them outright in this game.